I got a quick tip for you guys on sculpting hair. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a few different things. Here I'm doing basic shapes for the big bulks of the hair. So they're basically, since this one's going to be, the wolf has like long stringy type of hair, and I'm still trying to build out the block of it because it does come out some. I'm just putting down shapes that are almost like points or like teardrop shapes, and just laying them in kind of like how I got them here will start building up the main shape and block of the hair. So you see here I got some notches here to where the hair meets the face and comes off. So I'm basically just going to fill in up until that point. And after I get all this blocked in, I mean, I'll come back and refine it and do that, but we're getting a rough shape in here. It'll have hair underneath also, so a lot of this will actually be filled in. There we go. And with that, I'm going to keep going back. So here you can see I've got a basic hair shape, and I'm going to start in with a bigger tool. So I'm going to use this round rake tool here, which has some serrated teeth that'll help give you some texture, but also rake the clay down. So I'm going to follow the forms, but I'm going to start refining it a little bit. You can also start cutting some shapes in there. So there you go, and we're going to go ahead and clean that up even more. I'm going to dig into a few of these areas with another loop tool. Depending on how fine the hair is and how good you can get it with the other tool, this is you might not actually need this step. I'm just going to see what I can pull out with it. Make a few of these areas a little bit deeper, a little more pronounced. Okay, so some rough hair. Now, there's a few tools you can use to start playing with the actual hairs and texture. You can use a metal rake tool. You can use a knife to kind of start carving them in. You can also use a loop tool and just use them as a side to start drawing the lines in. So you get something like that. However, what we're going to start with this. This is water clay, so you can brush it down with water to soften the edges. If you're using an oil-based clay, depends on which one. A lot of them can, with a few chemicals like alcohol. But I'm going to start brushing some of this down. Actually, think about it. What I'll actually do good is using a chip brush also. If you use a chip brush like this, it'll actually start to leave a texture behind, especially if you brush it in the direction of the hair. What you can see there is we're starting to get the shape of it. I'm going to go in and carve a little bit more out, and then I'll go back in with the tool to start making some more hairlines and textures. And so here it's going to be a matter of building up a little bit of hair forms, digging in to get the shape, smoothing it out, to adding some hair texture, and then doing the whole process over again. Kind of going back and forth, adding different layers. Another few few tools that you can use for this is you can make a wire tool that'll have different prongs off of it so that you can kind of scrape. You can also use a stipple sponge, which will kind of give you a similar texture to the chip brush. And you can also use a dog brush or a pet brush, because that has those little metal pieces that you can actually scratch into also. So there's a variety of tools you can play around with. But just experiment with your piece and see what you can See what works best for you. See what you can come up with. That's one of the tools I like to use, though. It works for me. Let's use this one. I don't like that. So I'm gonna keep going with this, but that's the basic building blocks of how to sculpt fur or hair.